And welcome back to the New Orleans Saints franchise mode here on Madden 25. This is episode number 9 of the Saints franchise mode, and unfortunately, the undefeated streak came to an end last week for the Saints on the road in Los Angeles, losing 52-21 to the Los Angeles Chargers. But today is the start of a new win streak because we are starting this second half of the season of sorts against the Carolina Panthers here at Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte, North Carolina. And as we look at the standings right now, Carolina in second in the NFC South, currently holding the first wild card and the 5th overall seed in the NFC playoffs. We are, of course, 7-1, still in first in the NFC, but then you got the Panthers at 5-3. The Packers are also 7-1 as well. The 49ers 6-2, and the Cowboys are 5-2. So again, can't count the eggs before they hatch, or the chickens before they hatch. Again, I think I butchered that, but it's fine. We got to keep playing good football down the stretch here. Derek Carr had a very iffy week number 8 last week. He has now dropped out of the top 5 passing leaders. Alvin Kamara, though, still by far leads the NFL in rushing yards. Chris Olave, the 3rd most receiving yards in the NFL. And then you got Demario Davis and Marshawn Lattimore in the top 3 with interceptions. Obviously, Demario Davis got another one last night against the Chargers. 9 picks so far in the season for Demario Davis. My goodness, what a season so far for him. We don't have much to go over, honestly, going into this game. We played the Panthers earlier in the season. It was week 1 in New Orleans. It was a close game. We're hoping again we can pull away from Carolina as the game progresses. I think if we can bring the blitz to Bryce Young, we're going to be really good in this game, and we're going to have a lot of success. And folks, if you haven't yet, though, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for some more Saints franchise mode daily here on the channel. We're going to be doing some college football predictions coming out tomorrow, of course, headlined by that game in Dublin, Ireland between Georgia Tech and Florida State. So be on the lookout for that. We are also going to be predicting every single NFL game here on the channel as well weekly, so make sure to stay tuned for that. We've got Saints and Panthers this week. We just got to make sure we can limit the opposing quarterback we're playing. Of course, today is Bryce Young. On average, 307 passing yards allowed by this Saints defense. Yeah, we can't have that. Even though, again, our pass game and our run game is in the top 5 in the NFL and our points per game, we just got to make sure we can stop this Panthers offense, which shouldn't be too hard, but the Panthers, again, are 5-3 to start the season. So we got Saints and Panthers, a crucial game for the NFC South crown here in Charlotte. Week 9 in Carolina, and there is Alvin Kamara, who leads the NFL in rushing yards through 8 games so far. And now we've got the 7-1 New Orleans Saints taking on the 5-3 Carolina Panthers in a huge matchup, of course, for the NFC South. With a victory, the Panthers will draw 1 game within the division lead, of course, behind the New Orleans Saints. A quick look ahead in the schedule for New Orleans. Next week, we will head back home with a matchup with the Atlanta Falcons, and then next week, the week after that, in week 11, we'll be taking on the Cleveland Browns. Then we hit the bye week, another home game after the bye week for New Orleans at home against the Rams. On the road in New York, then we get the Commanders at home, and that takes us pretty much until Christmas. Here comes Derek Carr, of course, the former Fresno State Bulldog, has been playing pretty well so far this season. Last week was his first pretty mediocre week, but 15 touchdowns to 11 interceptions with 1,800 yards. But everything on this team is based off the running back position. Alvin Kamara with a run of 14 yards right there, setting up a 1st and 10 from the 43-yard line. Carr in a play action fake. He's got a man deep. Chris Olave has beat everybody. Carr strikes to Olave for 6. 40 seconds into week 9, and the Saints have already put a touchdown on the board. They are not taking any time here in week number 9 after their loss last week in Los Angeles to the Chargers. Here's Bryce Young. He has played excellent football in his second year in the NFL. 1,700 passing yards, 14 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. He will start things off by finding his receiver in Deontay Johnson for a 1st down to the 45. 3rd and 9 here for Carolina. Young from his own 46-yard line, waiting. He's got all this time, and he will run down to the 42-yard line for a 1st down. From the 31, it's a 1st and 10 for Carolina. Young out the gun, looking to throw. To his right, he will find his tight end. CJ Uzomah is in. It's a 31-yard touchdown for the Panthers. Uzomah on the zig route gets in, and the Panthers have drawn even here in this first quarter. If you remember week number 1, obviously the first episode of the Saints franchise mode, again, a very tight ball game between these two teams in the Superdome, as the Saints are going to convert right there on third down. Derek Carr going to Juwan Johnson. 1st and 10 from the 49. Carr looking to his left. Raheed Shaheed to the outside. He's beat everybody. Look at the speed. Rashid Shaheed. 51 yards to the house. 14-7 New Orleans as Shaheed gets to the outside. He was virtually uncovered, and then it's a foot race to the end zone. New Orleans back up by 7. Here comes Bryce Young, though. Oh, that ball is almost picked off by Demario Davis. Instead, Young squeezes it in to Adam Thielen. 3rd and 4 here for the Panthers. Young to his right will find Thielen again. He's brought down by Marshawn Lattimore, but not before another Panthers first down. 3rd and 8 for Young out the gun. He's got time. Stepping up in the pocket, he will run. And Bryce Young has got another first down for the Panthers. They continue to convert on these 3rd down opportunities. 1st and 10 Panthers. Play action fake. Young again scrambling. Going to his left, finding the rookie running back out of Texas, Jonathan Brooks. And Brooks will get down to the 16-yard line. Young finishes the first quarter with 100 yards passing as the Panthers find themselves down by 7 but driving going into the second quarter. Carolina to the 11-yard line on a 2nd and 5. Bryce Young dropping back, looking to his left. That ball is caught, and another touchdown for CJ Uzomah. It's the 2nd time he is in. He has scored both Panthers touchdowns so far. This game is now 14-14. So the Saints back with it from their own 34-yard line. 2nd and 9 for Derek Carr on the slant. He will find Chris Olave. Olave's second catch of the game goes down to the 46-yard line. He has got 2 for 77. 2nd and 6 for Derek Carr out the gun, and trying to find Kamara on the wheel route. Instead, it is intercepted, and the Panthers are going to take it back for 6. Carolina now goes up 21-14. We have got a high-scoring affair early in this game. We just started the second quarter, and the score is 21-14. Jordan Fuller on the interception for a touchdown. So the Saints back with it from their own 42-yard line. Carr going to look to the outside and find Cedric Wilson Jr. Wilson down to the 42-yard line, sets up for a 2nd and 6 at the 38. Carr dropping back, looking to throw. He will find Raheed Shaheed. Shaheed for the first as he's dragged down at the 28-yard line. Not after, though. A gain of 10, and oh my goodness. Derek Carr goes down with some sort of arm/shoulder injury. Zach Wilson, the backup quarterback, is in the game instead now for New Orleans. Down by 7, Wilson playing in the same stadium where he made his NFL debut, and Raheed Shaheed is in the end zone. Zach Wilson, his 2nd passing touchdown of the season, makes this game 21-21. Rashid Shaheed for 6. But obviously we are concerned about Derek Carr. Carr will be all right, but he will not be able to return for the rest of the game. Carr will be healthy enough to play next week. At least he should be, as Carolina gonna fumble the kickoff return, and Zach Wilson and the Saints are gonna have the football immediately in the red zone. 1st and 10 for Wilson from that 20-yard line. Outside zone handoff to Alvin Kamara. Scored on a big play last game against the Chargers on this, and he does it again. Alvin Kamara makes it 28-21, and we have not yet hit the halfway mark of the second quarter. And it's 28-21. My goodness. Now, again, I saw some discourse in the comment sections yesterday about Spencer Rattler potentially playing over Zach Wilson. Personally, I'm not against it. The reason, though, I am playing Zach Wilson is just because, simply put, he is a better Madden player than Rattler. Rattler's like, what, a 68 overall. Wilson's a 70, and Wilson is very mobile in this game. He can actually throw on the run, and his throw power is ridiculous. So that's why, personally, I'm going to play Zach Wilson in the game. And again, I like Zach Wilson more in real life compared to the COT Commander, but it is what it is. We can play Rattler if we need to, as by the way, I go on a 30-second ramble about Zach Wilson, and Jonathan Brooks gets in the end zone. So we are tied yet again. Wilson with the chance to put the Saints back in the lead here by scoring 35 1/2. Wilson stepping up in the pocket. Here we go. Here's the mobility out of Wilson, which in all fairness, Derek Carr and Spencer Rattler have as well. But Zach Wilson going to get that carry all the way down to the 23-yard line. Wilson on a 2nd and 14 out the gun, really getting a chance to shine for the first time outside of New York on the run. Wilson finds Juwan Johnson to the 8-yard line, setting up for a 1st and goal. Empty gun look for Wilson, dropping back. Zach Wilson to the outside, finds Chris Olave, and he's in! Olave's 2nd receiving touchdown of the night as the Saints go up 35-28. Zach Wilson now with 2 passing touchdowns, and we still got a whole other half to play. Can the Saints keep the Panthers out of the end zone here on this drive? Demario Davis overplayed that ball to Jonathan Brooks just a little bit too much. 1st and 7 from the 47 for Bryce Young. He finds Xavier Legette. Legette running all the way down to the 6-yard line. It'll be a 1st and goal here for Carolina with 50 seconds to go. Bryce Young dropping back, pressured and dropped. Shepard on the sack makes it a 3rd and goal now from the 8. Man in motion will be Deontay Johnson, I do believe. Young settling in the pocket, and he has got his tight end for 6. Who else? CJ Uzomah now has the hat trick all in the 1st half. A career day for him as we've got 20 seconds. Tied at 35. Zach Wilson gonna let one fly. What a ball to Cedric Wilson Jr. Wilson on one play gets the Saints down to the Carolina 29, now to the 13-yard line. 13 seconds to play. Zach Wilson settling in. Got Rashid Shaheed. Shaheed matches Uzomah's 3 touchdowns. The Saints go up by 7 to close this 1st half. And no, this is not a final score. We are at halftime, 42-35 in favor of New Orleans. What a game, and we still have a whole nother half to play. The Panthers with the ball first. Bryce Young from his own 48-yard line, from the Saints' 48-yard line, goes on the give to Jonathan Brooks. Brooks gets a gain of 9 for the 1st down for the Panthers. From the 39-yard line, 2nd and 10, back on the ground to Jonathan Brooks. The Panthers starting off this 2nd half with a rushing heavy approach, making this a 3rd and 1 from the 30-yard line. Bryce Young dropping back, finding his receiver Deontay Johnson. Some missed tackling opportunities right there for the Saints, as Johnson and Young have got the Panthers back in the red zone. 2nd and 10 from the 18-yard line. Young on the out route to Deontay Johnson. He fumbles, but the ball goes out of bounds. 3rd and 2 from the 10. Bryce Young has used up half the quarter on this one drive, and the quarter will extend, or the drive will extend, going into Adam Thielen. 3rd and goal, though, from the 3. It's an over a 6-minute drive. Bryce Young being pressured. Pete Warner gets to him. And the Panthers will be forced to bring out the field goal unit to cut this lead to 4. It's going to be a 30-yarder. That one is up and it is good. But the Saints hold on to the lead, 42-38. Zach Wilson gets the ball for the 1st time here in this 3rd quarter, being pressured. Zach Wilson, okay. That looks like a Jets Zach Wilson play. 2nd and 9, being pressured, but Wilson reads it, picks up the blitz, and gets it off into one-on-one coverage to his tight end, Juwan Johnson. That is an elite play right there by your backup quarterback, Zach Wilson. 3rd and 9, though, being pressured, scrambling Wilson. Yeah, it's a bad ball. And Carolina gets the ball back with a drive to potentially take the lead. Bryce Young swings it to Xavier Legette. Legette stays on his feet a couple times. Don't know how we couldn't bring him down right there, as the Panthers are 52 yards away from the end zone to start off the 4th quarter. They are down by 4, 42-38. A huge 3rd and 7, though, from the 49. Bryce Young looking, stepping up. Can we get to him? We will! Saunders brings him down after only a gain of 1. New Orleans gets the football back from their own 14. Zach Wilson gets it off to Alvin Kamara on the check down, and Kamara has got the 1st down and a gain of 10. Down now to the 27-yard line. It'll be a 2nd and 8 for Wilson. 6 minutes to go. The clock is going in this game. Shaheed has got the 1st down and more. Shaheed gets to the outside. He's off to the races again. Shaheed the 10, 5, touchdown, Saints. Rashid Shaheed gets number 4. It's his 4th touchdown of the game. He's 1 away from tying an NFL record, and it's 49-38 New Orleans that might have just put the nail in the coffin here from Charlotte, North Carolina. But Bryce Young is not done just yet, finding Deontay Johnson on that comeback route. Paulson Adebo with a horrible job tackling right there. It's a 3rd and 5 from the 10. Young in the pocket, stepping up. He will run, and he's got the first down after he takes a huge hit from Demario Davis. 2nd and goal from the 5. Young dropping back, looking, booting it to his left. Bryce Young is brought down. Pete Warner gets sack number 2 tonight. 3rd and goal from the 7 for the Panthers. 2 and change left to go. Bryce Young again feeling the heat. He's brought down again. It will be a 4th and goal from the 15. The Panthers, after the 2-minute warning, will elect to kick the field goal because, again, it does make this game a 1-possession game. It's an 8-point game, 49-41. Zach Wilson and the offense back with it from their own 21-yard line. And the run game has struggled some tonight. So we find ourselves with a 3rd and 12. Play action fake. Zach Wilson got a man. Oh, he misses Shaheed. That was a gimme, and the Panthers get the football back from their own 35. Oh, but Young's picked. Kool-Aid McKinstry with the interception, and he takes it back for 6. Kool-Aid does it again, and now that is officially the dagger. The Saints are going to win this one here on the road. A high-scoring affair, which is going to be won right now, 56-41. Young going to lob one. Jonathan Abram with the interception. And that officially does it here from Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte, North Carolina. The Saints, with maybe their biggest victory of the season just because of the determination, because of the offense. You're playing with your backup quarterback. Derek Carr goes down, and you still score 56 points in the Panthers. You win the game by 15 by a score, again, of 56-41. And a huge game as we go down the stretch here of this 2024 regular season. The Saints are now 3 games up the Panthers in the NFC South. They improved their record to 8-1 before heading back home next week to the Superdome to take on the Atlanta Falcons before their home matchup against the Cleveland Browns, and then of course the bye week, and then another home game after that against the Los Angeles Rams. So 3 straight home games coming up on the schedule for the Saints. Derek Carr will be back next week against that Falcons team. I am still planning on starting Derek Carr regardless, but if you are interested in Zach Wilson starting at quarterback, let me know in the comment section down below, but I am heavily leaning towards Derek Carr. You don't bench a guy after he starts the season 7-1 and just because the backup has one good game. We're definitely going with Carr, but if you are interested in Wilson, let me know in the comment section down below. Folks, thank y'all for watching episode number 9 in the New Orleans Saints franchise mode here on Madden 25. If you haven't yet, though, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for more. Make sure to leave a like if you are enjoying the series so far. Folks, thank y'all for watching, and Mamba forever.